So if there is a requirement that in your app lots of messages are coming, right? And you have written an event-based application where event happens and then subscribe and then do something and then. So if every events are happening and you want to put it one place and from there you want to subscribe, right? You want to subscribe. So how you should model it? You should use it as a cold observable or you make it a hot observable? That is the question, right?
It gets shared, right? The data.
Right? So what you should make? So all of your messages that are coming, if I draw a diagram, right? So if there is a channel, right? And let's say add user. This is one message. Another is delete user. And then update user. And so on, right? Events are coming. And if you want to model pops up, how we did simple is subscribe this event stream and do something, right? Let's say add user subscriber, and there is one more add user subscriber, right? And you don't know how many it will be, right? So what do you want? How do you want to model this stream of events or actions? Let's call it actions. All of this stream of action, how do you want to model it so that even though you subscribe multiple times, you do not create some side effects, right? Right? So if you do not know how many subscribers are there, right? And what is that we learned, right? In hot, what happens? And in cold, what happens? In cold observable, what will happen? If let's say I make it cold, what will happen then?
Every time subscription.
Every time the people is subscribing for this event, whoever is the creator, it just invokes one more time.
Yeah.
That is behavior, right? And if it is a cold, if it is a hot observable, then the first time when you subscribe, that things will invoke, let's say HTTP call or whatever it was, it will invoke, and after that, when you subscribe, that will not invoke, but the result will be shared. That data will be shared. So do you desire that situation or do you desire the previous situation where in your project?
We need hot.
Should be sharing.
So you both said cold initially and now you're saying hot. And you both were silent. So what do you think?
I think it's
Cold.
Cold. Even you think cold?
So you have to learn once again.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. Why it is cold? Why do you think it should be this action stream should be cold?
So once
each user it has to create a.
Let's say this is actions, I call it actions, and this is dollar saying that it is a stream, and I want to subscribe, right? Multiple times, like now, yeah. This should be cold or hot?
Cold.
Cold. And why? Why do you think that?
Once the add user publish message is activated and it moved to the next step, and after that one more add user publish message invokes, that will be already done, right? So it will not publish that message. It just moves to the previous one's process.
So just to clarify, when you subscribe, you will definitely get the data. The only difference is what data you are getting it. That is the difference. For example, add user dollar observable was more of like API dot post some URL. This was like that. So the moment you subscribe, you will get the user. Anyhow, you will get that user. So the question that you are asking that if it's already published, it will not publish, that is not the case. In observable, the moment you subscribe, you will get that data from the observable, right? You will get that data. The difference is either you are getting live, like again you are making a call to HTTP and getting that data, or let's say that if the add user is let me call it get user, that will make more sense. Or let's say you're saying no, in my project once user is got for that 23 number ID, for rest of them it's the same. I don't need to again fetch it for building my page. If that is the case, then you will make it hot. Otherwise you will say no, every time wherever I want to use it, either it is in the same second number line, I want to make a next HTTP call. And that is a cold one. So in both of the case, you are getting, in the subscription you are getting the data. But the difference is either you are doing every time HTTP call or you're saying no, one HTTP call. So basically this data producer is being just activated once or it is multiple times. So in this project, if this is a get user as a message coming, right? If you want to subscribe that, if you subscribe 2 times, then that message
Has to be same.
has to be same, right? Because these are what? If in a project, actions are what? Those are all events. Those are happened already, right? And you don't want to make them another time to be called sometimes, right? Do you want that or not? So you just, whenever this add user will happen, for each subscribers, you want the same data to go them, right? So that they should act on that event with that snapshotted message, right? Let's say when get user command happens or something happens, right? Add user, and in that, let's say I'm passing 23 and some user data. So you do not want all of your, don't you want that all of your subscriber to get this data? That was our intention, right? All of our subscribers, whenever this event is published, all of my subscribers should get that event, and that event should be same for all of them at that moment of time, right? So if that is the case, then you are here. Sorry, I made wrong.
Wrong.
This was code.
Cool.
This was all. So then you are here, right? When you are saying once it is done, once that message is created, that data is came. After that, for that particular event, I want all of my subscriber to get that same data.
If
In
I
your-
want to use only the same details for each and every.
for each and every subscribers. So that's the same thing we did, right? We now publish subscribe pattern. We said add user command comes and user added successfully command came, message came, and then you displayed that in the UI, and at that same time you did something else, right? Add user message whenever comes, somebody is making HTTP call and somebody is showing that I am adding it, please wait. So there are 2 subscribers, but you do not want that both subscribers to again make HTTP call. For example, add user, you submit the button and you want to subscribe 2 times, because on that event whenever happens, or on that observable, I will subscribe here in the page and I will show, okay, wait, please wait, I am working on it, and somebody else is subscribed who is doing a HTTP call, right? So at that time you do not want that. So maybe you will create at that time an observable who may be hot. Another reason to think of it is those events will never replay, right? You do not want that situation also. What you want, this is also a live thing, right? All of the events are live. In your application, whatever happening is never gonna repeat, right? If there is a use case you want to do, you did this, you did that, and then you did something, validation happens, and then you submit the page and it's done. You don't say that, oh, every time I need to just replay all of that event, right? These events are live events, and these are like whichever add user, delete user, update user, it is happening regardless of your subscribers are listening or not listening, right? You will just keep doing that. If there are 2 subscribers, they will listen. If there are 1 subscriber, they will listen, but you don't care. So those events are keep happening. And let's say if there is 1 subscriber for add user, it doesn't mean that delete user or update user will not happen. It will be keep happening, because at that some other place, some other menu, you are doing something else. Let's say by that time something else is happening. So there is a stream of data which is more of like keep going, and whoever wants to subscribe, they will get at that moment whatever it was add user, rather than the previous add user or the beginning add user, right? That moment you want to get that add user event. So this is like more of live. So when you want anytime live event to be subscribed, and you do not want the old add users to be subscribed every time to call, so you mostly make them a hot observable, or just create a share subject out of it, where all of your listeners are in the inner list, and whenever data is coming, everybody is getting the same data. So try to model it, see when you make cold observable what happens, when you make hot observable what happens. So it's up to you, but there is one reason to say like this is since you do not want your all subscriber to be again invoke the base, invoke the data producer, you just make it hot, right? This is one good example to consider for hot and cold.
So is it like all add user, delete user, update and get user has to be hot or cold? It cannot be mixed, like few hot and few cold.
When I say like this one, it is more of let me write that code, then it will make more sense. So when I say this, mostly it is like that. Like you create an action observable, right? And then you say actions observable dot next on it, right? And you say add user. So this is the that data is coming and you are doing the next on the observable, and so that whoever is subscribed on these actions,
Not subscribe.
if I subscribe and I get the action and I am doing something on it, let's say console log that action, right? So whenever you did next on that from whenever data came, you did next on the observable add user, and each subscriber get that action, right? Let's say if there are another subscriber for the same action, they will also get that action, right? So if you keep subscribing 30 times or 40 times, you will still get the same action. Let's say you are filtering this action, even though you will get the same action. You will not repeat this. This one will not repeat it. It will just share the same. So this is our requirement, that you want to create something and you can call it publish. Action.publish, let's say. If you publish this add user, you want all of your 20 subscribers to get it or not, the same one. That's the idea, right? So you published it and all of them get the same message. That is important. But if you have many subscribers, then it will get published automatically from the scratch multiple times, because it will invoke again that data producer thing, right? That I don't think we want it. That's the thing. It's not that add user. So here you can publish many events from many places, right? Some place in some button you will say actions, like we were using bus, right? Here instead of actions we were using bus. You can call it bus, let's say bus.publish add user, bus.publish somewhere and something else. So those messages are, whenever you are publishing, those are getting put into in the stream, and that stream we want to make it hot, so that once it is put in the stream, everybody get that same data rather than from the beginning or something like that. I was saying. So this bus itself is a hot observable. So I didn't get that half cold and half hot thing. So now it is clear, or it is still?
Still confusing. Maybe while doing and I get clarity.
Yeah, maybe we'll do more clarity when actually we'll code it, right? Okay, we'll do that also. But so far, just this was one brainstorming question that I had. And if you find more example, we'll do.